I never believed in demons until the night my mother came for me at the church lock-in. My life started in a Southern Baptist home where ghosts got laughed at, but demons were serious business. Every Sunday, Pastor John hollered about hellfire and shadowy demons waiting to steal our souls. He'd say ghosts were silly kid stories, but demons? Those were real, and they hunted us. I didn't swallow all of it, though the words stuck with me since I was small. Mom didn't care about church none. God and I got a deal, she'd mumble when I pestered her about it. I loved church. It felt like a warm blanket when everything else was shaky. Home wasn't no safe place. Mom had troubles piling up high. Addiction chewed her up, and her mind twisted in ways I couldn't figure. Some days, she'd smile and be normal. Others, she turned into a stranger. She'd vanish for days, leaving me to fend alone. When she stumbled back, her hands shook, and she'd whisper about them chasing her. I'd try calming her down, but my voice hit a brick wall. Maybe schizophrenia messed with her head, I think now, though nobody named it then. We just kept going, day by day. One night, a dream grabbed me tight. My room sat dark, just a sliver of hallway light creeping in. The door busted open, and Mom stormed through, her eyes wild, face twisted mean. She snatched my arm, nails biting deep, and shook me hard. "Why did you do it?" she screamed, again and again. I jolted awake, sweat soaking me, heart thumping loud. Just a nightmare, I told myself, breathing heavy. Then footsteps echoed in the hall, slow and stomping. My door flew open. She stood there, same wild eyes, yelling, "Why did you do it?" I shoved her away, shouting, "Mom, stop." She blinked slow, looked lost, then shuffled off. Next morning, I asked what happened. "You dreamed it," she said soft, but her nails left marks I could still feel. Another day, I came home from school to a blacked-out house. Lights wouldn't turn on, curtains hugged tight. "Mom," I called, but silence answered. I flicked a switch, nothing. A rotten stink, like bad meat, hit my nose. In the kitchen, Mom sat surrounded by candles, eyes shut, muttering low. A dead bird lay on the table, neck snapped weird. "Mom, what's this?" I asked, voice wobbly. Her eyes popped open, and she smiled. "Talking to spirits," she said, easy as pie. I stepped back, words stuck in my throat. Later, she acted normal, and when I mentioned the bird, she frowned. "What bird?" "You're confused." But I knew what I seen. I had to figure her out. At the library, I hunted books on crazy minds, but the big words didn't help. Nothing matched her strangeness. I almost told Pastor John, but I feared he'd call it demons and start praying loud over her. That wasn't what I wanted. I told my teacher about the snake once, hoping she'd get it. She gave me a sad look. "Sounds scary, but maybe you got it mixed up." I didn't, though. No one took me serious. Felt like I was alone with it all. Weeks later, screams ripped from the backyard. Not scared ones, but happy, wild ones. I bolted outside and stopped dead. Mom held a giant snake, 7 feet long, grinning huge. She hated snakes, couldn't stand him on TV without yelling. Now she cradled it, whispering, "Come meet my friend." My legs froze. "Mom, what are you doing?" I choked out. She laughed high and freaky. "He's safe," she said, stroking its scales. I crept closer, hands trembling. "Put it down, please." Her eyes flicked normal and she let it slither off. "Inside now," she said, calm. When I asked later, she snapped, "What snake?" "You're imagining stuff." But I seen her plain as daylight. One quiet afternoon, she locked herself in the bathroom for hours. I knocked, but no answer came. Water ran nonstop, and steam slipped under the door. I got scared and banged harder. "Mom, you okay?" The lock clicked, and she stepped out, soaked, hair plastered to her face. She stared at me, eyes empty, and said, "They told me to wash it away." I asked who, but she just walked past. Next day, she didn't remember none of it. My stomach twisted tighter each time. Winter rolled in, and church planned a lock-in. I couldn't wait. Church was my escape, full of regular folks. Mom dropped me off, sober as could be, kissing my forehead before driving off. Around 4:30 a.m., as we tried sleeping, loud knocks shook the chapel. We sat up fast, eyes darting. The banging jumped around, front, back, sides, all at once. It wasn't wind or critters, it marched like someone circled us. Pastor slept in his office, so I ran to him. Knocks chased me, booming loud. "Something's out there," I gasped when he opened his door. He walked to the chapel, and the noise quit. He threw the front doors wide and stumbled back. Mom stood there, barefoot in the icy cold, sweat dripping down. Her shirt hung torn, hair wet, lips moving with no sound. She didn't see the pastor. Her eyes hit me, and a slow, wrong smile grew. I wanted to bolt, but my feet wouldn't move. Pastor grabbed my arm, whispering, "Stay," but I followed her to the car. She drove home silent. At the house, she stared from the doorway as I locked myself in my room. I didn't sleep, just listened. Morning came, and she cooked eggs, humming happy. "I was about to get you," she chirped when I walked in. My face went cold. She didn't recall the knocking or driving me home. It was like a ghost took her place that night. I waited for someone, pastor, a grown-up, anyone, to talk about it. Nobody did. They acted like it never happened, or maybe they couldn't face it. Years passed since then. Mom's gone now, and those nights still creep into my head. Do I believe in demons? Not sure anymore. Maybe it was her sick mind, messed up from drugs or something deeper. The forgetting, the perfect timing, the way she changed, it don't add up neat. I tell myself it's all explainable, just science or whatever. But some nights, lying awake, I ain't so convinced.